What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Random Binder Scraps. This is Chris coming at you with another one. And today we are talking about Assassin's Creed 3, which I cannot find the disc for. I have AC 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and 4 for some reason, but I can't find 3. Take my word for it. So I played it on, and also I played it on the ROG Ally. So I am introing this little kind of vlog sequence, which is prior to Metaphor ReFantazio coming out. I was trying to clean up the backlog, so I thought it'd be like a little fun sub-series. My Friday videos are usually talking about what I've been playing, and you know, I thought it would be fun to kind of put into practice one of these little mini challenges. I was halfway through Assassin's Creed 3 and just wanted to clear out the backlog and you know, close this chapter in the Assassin's Creed series. So yeah, you'll hear my impressions kind of like sequence by sequence, and both in real life, you know, what I'm doing to try to not get through the game, try to like make progress in the game. You know, I'm playing a little bit on the couch. I'm playing while Sarah's at her bachelorette party, funny enough. I'm playing with Duncan on the couch. Like I'm playing with the handheld, little things like that. So in between work, I think I played in the car at one point. Yeah, I played in the parking lot of PetSmart, which is funny. So yeah, that's all you need to know. So that's my little intro. I am going sequence by sequence, starting at like sequence 5 or something like that. So, you know, if you haven't played the game, I don't expect you to follow along. But how this will go is this intro part, which just let you know what you'll be watching. I'll give my spoiler-free impressions of the game, in case for whatever reason you've been on the fence about playing it, but I just played it for the first time in the year of our Lord 2024, so anything's on the table. And then you know, after the series of vlogs, you know, I've had a chance to kind of really think and reflect on the whole game and not just the ending, like I was ranting about in the PetSmart parking lot. So I can just kind of give my kind of in a bit more in-depth review of just what I liked, what I didn't like. You know, this isn't an IGN review, but just my impressions on the game and like the story, the mechanics, like the characters, you know, all those things, the game as a package as a whole, and like how I would kind of mentally rank it with the rest of the Assassin's Creed games. That's the only other context. If this is your first video watching from me, I've been on a pilgrimage since last October. Last September, you know, I played Assassin's Creed 1, and then I needed an emergency appendectomy. I played Assassin's Creed 2 in the hospital, and then I've kept it going since then. So that's all you need to know about the backstory of this video. Assassin's Creed 3, did I like it? Spoiler free, not talking about anything. I would say yes. I started off, it was a tale of like, you know, 3 thirds. a tale of like 3 real parts. I think this is one of the best starts of a game, the best first couple hours of the game that I've played in a long time. It truly got me. I guess if just take my word for it, I was so pleasantly surprised at what happened. About half, you know, a third of the way through the game, that I'm not going to talk about it until the end, so stay tuned. But that alone, plus like elements of the ending, were fantastic from a story point of view. There's some really great likable characters, some great unlikable, well, some great villain, like a great villain, truly. I think, now that I'm going back through, I think it's the strongest villain performance. I think, you know, you think of Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelations, you know, which I love. I truly love the Ezio trilogy. You know, I hold it up there with some of my sentimental favorite games. The Borgias are cool, but like I don't think of them as like really deep characters, or like what a great performance this was, like, or the penultimate scene, or, you know, anything like that. Whereas well shit. Whereas the main antagonist of this game, this is a hard game to talk about, you know, shout out to the video game critics. And when the hell did this game come out? 2012. Okay, so it's, oh god, I was like, 2012 wasn't that long ago. That is not true at all. It was 12 years ago. Ugh. Oh my god, Assassin's Creed 3 came out 12 years ago. Oh, I'm dying. Oh my god. Oh my god, that just set me off the rails so hard. I do remember them having pre-orders of this game at my GameStop at the mall before I graduated high school. So that is, oh my God. Oh, all right. That's existential dread for today's video, which is good. Oh my God, 12 years ago. Holy shit. Okay. Whew. The game's great. You know, where would I rank it across the different Assassin's Creed? I definitely wouldn't say it's better than Revelations. I would say, I think it's on par. It has similar issues as 2. I think that's a good place to start. Brotherhood, 2 and Brotherhood are tough because 2 has higher highs, but Brotherhood is a consistent, like, 4 out of 5, like 8.5 out of 10, like across the board. It doesn't really get above that in terms of like stakes and set pieces from my memory. Like it's good. It's extremely good. And then 2 just kind of wears out its welcome. It's a little bit longer than I like in some areas, but others it's incredible. Like that beginning of 2 is great. The beginning of this game is great. The ending is a little weird and kind of pisses me off in some ways, but is also great. And I would say the same about this game. So a lot of people 2 is their favorite. I think Revelations and Brotherhood are both better and kind of objectively, you know. It's like I will always have nostalgia for 2, but so that being said, if you love the Ezio trilogy, I think you're not gonna get as charismatic as a main protagonist, but you'll get enough charismatic characters in this game to make up for the lack of Ezio, at least like 75%, you know? I think that won't be a deterrent. You won't be like, ugh. You know, for example, Altair in the first game was just like so non-charismatic that you're not going back to that level of like a bland vanilla main character, which is great news. So, you know, Connor is great. Connor's on the cover of the game. Inconsistent writing to say the least, but I do end up really liking him, and a lot of his storyline pays off in a way. It could have paid off more, sure, but for an Assassin's Creed game, for a Ubisoft game, especially at the time, it's like, you know, you can't go in expecting The Last of Us, you can't go in expecting Ghost of Tsushima. So if you kind of dial in your expectations correctly, you're good. In terms of the present day stuff, I could just kick it out a window, honestly. They took whatever excitement and intrigue I had about that and just kind of let it flounder, let it die on the vine. So I don't care about that. And yeah, there's other great characters. Achilles is awesome, and you know, other characters I don't even want to talk about. So blanket statement, Assassin's Creed 3 is a good game. It's disappointing because it could be like a 9.5 if it was a bit more consistent in terms of the quality of the writing and like the attention to detail in terms of the storytelling and like how everything kind of rolls out. But I think the people who say that it's a slow start or a pointless start are on mushrooms. So I would highly recommend you playing this game and kind of, you know, even if you have to do what I do and be a little crazy about it, and you know, make sure that you beat it within a week or something like that. It's worth seeing through to the end, and it made me very excited to play Black Flag next. So, and I've heard Black Flag is like a lot of people's favorite in the series. So I wasn't excited to play it at all before because I didn't really care about pirates. I love Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie. I feel like I got my fill though. I don't think I need more pirates. And I used to be the same way about medieval, you know, knights and swords and not sorcery, just like normal Lord of the Rings type stuff without the magic. Like I was kind of done with that before Game of Thrones, and then Game of Thrones is so goddamn good that I was like, sure. And I've heard that Black Flag is so good that I'll be like, sure, I guess I'm a pirate now. So, and there was enough seafaring and jumping onto ships and killing everybody and sneaking off in this game that I'm excited for it. So anyways, I'm gonna kick you over to some of the vlog clips of me going from sequence 5 to sequence 13 or something like that, and then watching the epilogue in the PetSmart parking lot and losing my goddamn mind, and then you'll kick back to present day me to go through just a couple more in-depth, probably not that much, I covered most of it, but there's a couple characters I really want to talk about, and whatever, the gameplay is great, it's very tight, and that's kind of all you really need to know. I guess I'll talk about a few other of the systems that didn't quite carry over from Revelations or Brotherhood that they did such a good job building up. But that's pretty much it. And then yeah, if you want to stick around for the vlog content, great. If not, check out Wednesday videos are more like game collection videos, you know, stuff like that. Different gaming challenges will probably end up on there. And then Fridays are just what I've been playing. So maybe those will be, you know, some gameplay challenges as well. Beat a game in a day, beat a game in a week type of things. We will see. This channel is an amoeba, but if you're, yeah, I'm sure all of you are new to the channel. So thank you so much. And yeah, on to past Chris, just yammering in his kitchen, making coffee, talking about Assassin's Creed 3. See you in a bit. Sup, nerds? Today is Saturday, October 5th. So that means, I think I already got my fucking days mixed up. Hold on. Metaphor Refantasia comes out next Friday. Today is Saturday, October 5th, to my knowledge. So one of the last games on my backlog that I wanted to clear up before that game comes out is Assassin's Creed 3. I am currently on sequence 5 and I hit a brick wall. I was playing Final Fantasy 14. I had, you know, work stuff going on, life stuff going on, but I think now is as good a time as any to do my first dumb fucking let's play this game way too quickly on this channel challenge, and I think this is the perfect candidate. It's not playing the game all in one day, it's not gluing myself to the couch, but we just got our king-size bed delivered, so I have all types of surfaces to play on today. I have the TV, I have the office TV, I have the bed, I have who knows where the world will take me. It's a nice day out, maybe I'll go out on the balcony, who knows. Maybe I'll go in the driveway, maybe I'll go in Dunkin'S crate. So, long story short, I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed 3 today during college football, tomorrow during NFL football, Monday night during Monday Night Football. And I'm going to be setting, of course it went out, a stopwatch to keep track of how long I'm playing and check in on this little vlog camera here with when I've completed each sequence to get me from sequence 5 to the end of sequence 9 by, I'm going to say by Thursday, because I also haven't played the demo yet. I'm saving that for Thursday after I get all my work done. And from then onward, it'll be Metaphor Refantasia until I beat that game, because I refuse to be put in the grave before I finish an Atlas game. I've started Persona 4, I've started Persona 3, I've started Persona 5, and Metaphor is gonna be the one. I tell you, I'll tell anybody who'll listen, I'm gonna beat that goddamn game. So, until then, got all the housekeeping to do, and that housekeeping is Assassin's Creed 3 and the trials and tribulations of Connor. So, let's get into it. But before we do some pro level gaming, we're gonna need some coffee. I mean, that sounded like I was setting up for an ad read, but obviously there's like no sponsors for this video. It's just like I'm tired, so I'm just gonna just make some coffee. I just have an espresso. I don't know what you want from me. I'm sorry. Alright, so maybe a little too much ice, but like, leave me alone. Oh, there we go. There's that good foam. This is the reason why I have an espresso. Not because my fiance told me it was a good idea and I said, no, Keurig is fine. This is the reason. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like cold foam, but for free. Beautiful. And this is it. I drink my coffee black. And I have a foam mustache afterwards on most occasions. Cheers. Let's get gaming. Boop. Oh, I just realized your path is probably blocked, huh? Oh. If you can't tell, I have a fiance that likes Squishmallows and taking over the living room. All right. Hey, Dunk, you want to come hang over? Hang out? There you go. Come hang out with Dad. I'm gonna go right on the ankle. Oh, it's pretty respectable, honestly. All right, anyways. Oh, fuck, did I not? There we go. All right, so as you can see, we have ESPN on right now with South Carolina and Ole Miss. I got Dunkin' with me. I got my coffee with me. And I got the ROG with me plugged in so I can make more clips later. For right now, I just got to kind of refamiliarize myself with like the mechanics and what's going on with Connor. I'm on a ship right now, I don't really remember, but I'll hop in a bit and kind of give my impressions of the game so far. He's so funny, just laying on my foot. You know, we're living a good life here, so yeah, we'll do a time lapse of me on the couch, and then I'll throw in the TV. I'll probably play in this recliner a little bit over there. And then the new King Dead I will definitely be trying out as well. But also I'll definitely gotta hop on the balcony over there before the sun goes down completely, because that's a real cozy vibe, and maybe Duncan will come out with me. But for the next, oh fuck, I definitely froze the game. Great. But for the next, let's say, oh yeah, I got my stopwatch, so it's 4:40 right now. I'll play here until 5:30 and go from there. I think I should be able to square away sequence 5. I think I'm towards the end of sequence 5 if memory serves. And I'll go from there. Hell yeah. See you in a bit. So this is the problem with fucking A, with gaming in general, and B, with PC gaming, you know, even with PC handhelds, is I've been stuck on boot. I've turned it off, turned it back on. It worked fine earlier, twice, when I turned it on to test to get, and then I just wanted the start screen. So I shut it off, I turned it back on. Oh, I don't know if it's because I'm in turbo mode, like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I boot it. I go in the menu, I load my file, and if this file is corrupt, I swear to God. Oh God, I'll maybe try booting it one more time without any of like the FSR stuff. And then I guess I think it's only like, it's somewhere between like 20 and 40 gigs, so I might uninstall it and reinstall it, but I really hope this data isn't corrupt, because that would kneecap this whole concept. But yeah, it's classic bullshit. It's now 4:47, so it's been almost 10 minutes of just rebooting, which is awesome. So great. Oh my God. And this one you could just put in the fucking disc or the cartridge and just play the game. All right, I'm gonna just troubleshoot. I'll let you know what I come up with. All right, so, oh geez. So I have rebooted, I booted again, went into AMD, you know, settings, turned off FSR, turned off like all the anti-lag and all that stuff, even though I just booted earlier, like 20 minutes ago. And then I went to the settings and turned down the resolution and a couple other settings. So let's see, can we get a boot? Can we get a boot? It's like the little swirl here next to my ear. Oh, let's go. Oh my God, cool. All right, great. Now we can play the goddamn game. It's 4:52, so it's been almost 15 minutes of troubleshooting. So all right, great. Let me remember how to play this and figure out why the hell I'm on a boat. I don't remember, but wish me luck, and back to the time lapse, I guess. All right, so we made progress. Sequence 5 is complete. I got the assassin's outfit, the Brotherhood outfit for Connor, which I'm thrilled about. It looks very cool. Much more compelling with like the blue and the white than what I got going on prior. Honestly, the ship combat was pretty damn cool. Much like with Origins, it took me a little bit to get used to it, but once I did, I felt badass to be like sinking the ships. And it's not as ram heavy or like the pain in the ass. It didn't have as many repeating sound bites as Origins had. The speed up, we ram them. Speed up, we ram them. I feel like that's pretty perfect. So anyway, now it's on to like a Desmond mission, but it was interesting to see like a decent amount of Watch Dogs influence. Oh, sorry. It's interesting to see like some Watch Dogs influence on like this Desmond mission. You know, like I'm sure it was always there a little bit, but this feels especially Watch Dogular. So that being said, I'm a little tired. I have about half my coffee left, but I'm gonna make it a red eye and pour some espresso in there. So I'll plug the ROG in, I'll plug this camera in, and just kind of like recharge. I'm ahead of schedule. If I can get sequence 6 done like tonight or tomorrow morning, and then sequence 7, like that would make my life so much easier. But all right, I'm gonna film me putting this espresso in the coffee, charge my camera, plug the ROG in, top it up to 100. Oh, we got a big man touchdown for Ole Miss, and yeah, I'll throw this on the TV using the ROG dock and get back to it. Hell yeah, let's get it. All right, I got my espresso floater. Cheers. Is that a good idea at 5:30 p.m.? No, it's probably my worst idea yet, but a good idea was getting it in either 900p or 1080p on the TV, so let's do some gaming. Oh. Dog break. This is gonna be me at 3:30 in the morning when the espresso finally wears off. It's starting to get dark in here, I'm noticing, but so yeah, so far so good. Well, the graphics are beautiful. I meant to say that earlier. And yeah, it looks like we're gonna set up the Tea Party, the Boston Tea Party, which is very exciting. So I'll probably try to get like halfway through sequence 6 tonight. But yeah, so far so good. I love the combat in this. Animations of the Hidden Blade combat is so beautiful. Like obviously it's just a lot of like counter like it was in the previous games, but like there are so many different like stab animations just with the Hidden Blade that I am quite content thus far. So I'm gonna keep my rampage going with Connor to at least finish this mission, maybe one more. But yeah, Sarah's at the state fair, if I didn't say that already, so that's why we're doing some real gamer hour stuff over here. But let's get back into it. All right, so we're back from dinner. Gave Dunko some dinner too. He's impatiently waiting for his mom to come back. So yeah, finished up like the Angry Chef quest, I believe. So I should have 2 quests left, or missions, whatever you want to call them. I'm gonna call them main story quests in sequence 6. So let's see, it's 7:09 now. So yeah, I'll play till 7:30 for sure, and then see how we're doing. But I feel like after like the dinner and you know, watching a couple YouTube videos and like doing some dishes, that I feel pretty good. You know, we're stopped at about almost 2 hours of game time today, and it
flew by, you know. It sounds like it's like some type of fitness challenge. That realistically, it's just chipping away at it, and I'm enjoying it. It's like I'm glad I'm into the thick of it with Connor. Go ahead and drop his treat. This little loafkin right here. Now, let's fuck up Boston a little bit. I just want to say I'm a little bit biased because, you know, I'm a Bostonian, but the Boston Tea Party mission in Assassin's Creed is definitely like a sentimental all-timer for me. Easily the best of the game so far, and probably like one of my favorite in the series that doesn't involve like Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine. Apologies if I have any international watchers, but hell yeah, that was badass. So, you know, down with the Parliament, down with the no representation without taxation. No fucking no taxation without representation. I'm an idiot. Oh, I should have just. This is why I stick to nerd stuff. I'm not a history buff. All right, you know, back to gaming. I think this is the last quest to sequence 6, so I can shut the hell up after this. All right, talk to you in a bit. Oh fuck. I thought that was gonna be the end of the sequence, but here we are. All right, I gotta do this fight, but we're at about, oh fuck. I somehow got this to analog, but we're at about 2.5 hours. So yeah, we'll see when Sarah gets home. I might make it to 3, but I got horrible news. Good news because it's a good game, but there is not 9 sequences. There are 12 sequences, or 13. I think there might be 13. Fuck, let me check. 12 sequences. Okay. If I did 6 and 7 today, no, 5 and 6 today, 7 and 8 tomorrow, 9 and 10 Monday, and I can do 11 on Tuesday, and then finish up 12 on Wednesday. I think that's very doable with some wiggle room, you know. If I don't get 2 done tomorrow, then all good. But anyways, so that's a fun little thing. I thought this was going too smoothly, but about 3 hours in, we got 2 sequences down, so making progress. There we go. Fuck. There we go. Sequence 6 complete. We did it. Sup, nerd? So yeah, I was able to play a little bit more last night. After Sarah got home, I was falling asleep on the couch, but I rallied and finished up sequence 7, which I think I did, and then did like half of sequence 8, finished sequence 8 this morning, and now it's like almost 10:30. We're watching the NFL in London football game. Was supposed to go to the gym today, but I think between the leg day today and then Joker later, I was like, I will fall asleep during that movie. Anyways, that's completely unrelated to Assassin's Creed. So yeah, today's rest day from the gym, so I have a little bit more time to play. So yeah, I finished up sequence 8. There's either 4 or 5 missions in sequence 9, so bang out a couple of those during this London game, and then yeah, I think finishing 9 today will put me on pace to have like a more chill, do 1 sequence on, you know, Tuesday and finish up Wednesday if I have to. But yeah, that's the check-in. I had to schedule. Yeah, I ended up playing, I think it was 5.5 hours yesterday. Oh my god, the story and like the acting is like, sometimes it's amazing, like it has great set pieces, but sometimes it's just like the writing is brutal. But I'm excited to see how it all plays out. I feel like we're really building like a pressure cooker that I'm excited to see go off in the end. I hope they stick the landing. I do have a lot of lingering doubt that it's not going to stick the landing, because Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 did not. Brotherhood, I'm blanking on a little bit, I think was also a weird ending. So Revelations obviously absolutely gutted me, but yeah, they don't have a history, and then Origins did not stick the landing, I don't think. So we'll see how it goes. But back to football, which I'm not going to show for just in case, and then back to saving the colonies. And welcome back. It is Sunday night, 8:56. We're waiting for the Sunday night football game to start. and we are ahead of schedule on AC3. We're making moves, which is great. Some real highlights since I last recorded it, and some frustrations with the game. The fact that this game came out on the Xbox 360 and it's still like so, even the remastered version is so buggy and busted is pretty annoying. But in terms of like the content itself and not the performance, like we're seeing some really great, like the fact that I went like oh shit and like sat up out of like my either chair or bed multiple times over the course of the end of sequence 7 and then sequence 8 and sequence 9. Sequence 9 was a treat. I think I have no notes like in terms of the performances and stuff like that. I wish a little bit more happened, but yeah, the reintroduction of like a past character, I can't wait to, now I know that there's a decent shot of them at least landing something. I think they're going for a philosophical treatment that I'm not 1000% sure like what I'm supposed to be gathering as the player. If you know, I can't tell if Connor is actually always in the wrong. No spoilers, but it's just like Achilles keeps yelling at him to like think all these things through, but also like that he has to kill every Templar. And then here we are, like every Templar is like, oh, you shouldn't have killed me, you're meddling in things that you don't understand. And I don't know, Achilles is just, I found him such a likable character the first go around, and now he just seems like more antagonistic than the antagonist. But and speaking of which, Charles Lee is an awesome antagonist. A little bit James Bond with the like he could have killed me multiple times type of thing, but like very dramatic thus far. I'll kind of go into that in the very end discussion of how I feel about the game. But yeah, great visuals for the most part. Some really cool action scenes, some solid diversity in terms of the missions. Like that definitely beats some of the older games, even if it's not measuring up as much in terms of like the writing and like that. I mean, it's hard to beat Ezio's character, but thankfully I won't have to really deal with that much moving forward. There's always new characters like the dude from Black Flag, or like you know, you don't have to have somebody measure up to Ezio like every time. So at least there's that. But all good things. So yeah, I finished sequence 9. I think there's like 3 or 4 missions in sequence 10, 4 in sequence 11, and like 3 in sequence 12 from what I checked without reading the names. So yeah, I'll be done Tuesday night, no problem. I looked at the Steam clock and it said over the past 2 weeks, and I haven't touched it. If you looked on Friday, it would have said past 2 weeks, 0 hours. And then if you look today, it's almost 9.5 hours over the last 2 days. So I don't know how true that is. It just doesn't seem like it makes sense from when I played. But yeah, between yesterday, last night, this morning, this afternoon, this evening is. And then the ship combat is awesome or shitty, like awful, depending on just your luck. So yeah, it's definitely not my favorite, but there's a lot of compelling stuff, and the fact that Haymitch Kenway, his involvement elevates it so much. I wish he was involved more often. So I won't say any more. Just, you know, I'll save all the spoiler-free stuff till the end, or the spoiler stuff till the end. But yeah. Kenway I want in as much as possible. Charles Lee I want more FaceTime with, and you know, less Achilles, which is unfortunate to say, or just a better Achilles, I should say. And Connor is crazy. Some scenes he has like amazing voice acting, amazing like facial capture, and others it's awful. It's like some of the worst I've ever seen and heard, and I don't know if that's supposed to be an ESL thing or if it's truly just like they want him to sound fucking stupid. But that's all my notes. So probably done for the night, and then I'll check back in tomorrow. And we're back. It is 6:50 a.m. and got up early, a little bit before 6 to kind of pick up the house a little bit, get ready for work, get Dunko ready for school, and then was able to beat sequence 10, which honestly ended on a banger. It was pretty damn cool. So luckily I did so much legwork those first couple days that I was able to kind of slowly after work play a little bit and finish up sequence 10 last night into this morning. So we only got 11 and 12 left. I think that's like 5 missions total. So, but yeah, man, it's been good. It's been a rewarding gameplay experience. I don't know. Oh, no, actually, no. Yeah. Sequence 10, story-wise, Sequence 10 fell off a cliff. I completely, that last conversation with Washington made me completely forget about the dumb shit that Connor just did like one mission prior. So I was pretty down on the game, but no, this is a great experience at the very least, and some fun gameplay. So whether or not they nail all the dramatic beats, like, what do you gotta do? But it's just one example of me waking up early to just get in like one mission before work. So Dunko has been my little co-op partner, and yeah, now I get ready to go to work. But he's very cute. All right, I will check in later. Good morning. It is early Wednesday morning. There are no clips from Tuesday night because it was a day of work, and it was a bad brain day, as we call it. I think I was just like overdone from work, and just need to like decompress and like let some of the steam out in the brain, load, just like listen to music for a while, just lay on the couch with the dog. So yeah, nothing crazy, but I kind of wanted to highlight that this isn't, even if YouTube was a job, like playing a video game that I'm supposed to love is not like a job. So, don't beat yourself up on it. I'll get to that in a second. Like, instead of like trying to force it and feeling bad that you weren't able to make use of the time that you had planned, like, always have some flexibility, be kind to yourself. And that's the thing, that's like, tomorrow's a new day. I can wake up early and chip away. And that's the thing, I'm not dreading. I'm not like, I hate my time playing this game. Once I sit down, I love it. But the idea was so daunting, and this happened kind of in the first stint. I got halfway through the game, and then it felt so daunting to start the next thing. Or when I knew there was a big battle coming up, it felt so daunting to start. But if any of you have like ADHD or anxiety or anything like that, just like literally set a timer for sometimes 15, sometimes 10, sometimes literally 5 minutes. Sometimes, and I've heard this before, I haven't actually done it, but it's like, set the goal of just getting to the start screen. It would be the equivalent of like, just put your running shoes on, and then like, if you don't want to go running, take them off. But you're building that momentum, you're more likely to at least go outside. And if you went outside, you're not going to go right back in. So that being said, I got up early to play. I think I can bang out sequence 11 before work starts, and then sequence 12, like probably like during my lunch break. It was nice to like create a bit of space, remember why I'm like, I'm truly loving this story. I want to see how it ends. I just need to be in like the right headspace, but it doesn't have to be the perfect headspace. That's my last little tidbit for those of you with ADHD or anxiety, or just like in a funk, or like overthink these things. I'm a big overthinker. It doesn't have to be the perfect headspace. I get into that a lot when I know it's going to be like when I'm going to finish something, when I'm going to watch the last episode of something, when I know like an arc is coming to an end. Yeah, it's fine to like not be in the right headspace, but you don't have to be in the perfect headspace. So be kind to yourself. Yeah, very existential. I'm gonna go fuck up some redcoats in AC3. So, but yeah, just wanted to provide this update and say that, I'm human too. I think if you've watched this far, you very much know that. But yeah, I'll talk to you all in a bit. Hello, all right, we got a quick one. I'm here with Duncan, the soon-to-be very handsome boy. We're at PetSmart. It's a little after my lunch break, and I was able to play a little bit, and I ended up rolling credits. All I got left is the epilogue that I will watch in the car while I wait for his appointment to be done. So check in a second. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I think that all made sense, but yeah, I woke up early this morning and then finished sequence 11 before work, and then during my lunch break was able to finish sequence 12 up until the credits rolled, and then saw there was an epilogue, put the rug to sleep. So I gotta wait for Duncan's appointment at PetSmart to be over. So I brought the ROG with me, and obviously the camera, and yeah, I guess I'll do a rundown of I guess the last sequence, and then once I'm back home, I'll make the final, you know, kind of versions of the things I liked. I'm gonna Ubisoft fumbled the bag so fucking hard. The first half of this game was so polished. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna include it here so I don't have to rant about it later, and I can really just pick out the parts later that are the most like unique to this entry in the series, like the coolest advancements, my favorite characters. But I do have to say that Jesus Christ, the last like 2 or 3 sequences, maybe 4, you know, I don't remember. I think 8 was starting to get a little buggy with like the traversal, and he would just, namely Connor would just stop fucking walking, like while I'm holding the trigger, holding it, like no change, and he would just stop, and that caused me to fail so many optional and like main objectives. It was ridiculous. So yeah, definitely had an issue with that, and the performance was absolutely ass at the end. It looked beautiful at 900 and then at 1080 as well throughout the game, and then the last like 2 sequences were just chugging. They were ass. They were so inconsistent. It wasn't consistent chugging either. So I assumed it was just like, oh, it'll stop once it started with just stuttering. I was like, oh, maybe that's like shaders compiling. It's a new area. I don't know. It's honestly, I'm just that's like saying microbiome. Like, I don't know exactly how shaders work, but like I was like, all right, that makes sense to me. It did not smooth out. I tried hard resetting, soft resetting, hard resetting, like complete shutdown, turn it back on, checked for updates, like, and this is the remaster, and this came out in, I think when I was like around the time I was in college. I don't really remember, but this remaster was just ass towards the end. So I just had to say, like, there was some fucking T-posing too. The T-posing is unacceptable. That's crazy. You know, no story spoilers, but like I was on a ship, like assassinating a captain that's not like a main character at the very end of the game, and literally like there was like a bunch of guys with muskets, and just one of them just drops it and T-poses, and I can't like interact with. I'm killing all the rest of the crew, and he's just standing there, and it was just so embarrassing. And I did want to apologize to all like the, you know, kind of funny IGN, like all the video game reviewers that I used to kind of roll my eyes at. They're like, oh, like the, you know, the eyes got all weird and this cutscene, it took away from the impact. I used to be like, oh, just like get over it, like bugs happen. They couldn't have possibly found the bug you're talking about. But no, like this wasn't even a cutscene, and I was just like, oh my god, any of like the epic badassery is gone. And that was another thing, a major cutscene that I'll talk about at my end thing. Next time I do this, I'll do like, all right, spoilers for segment 11, spoilers for sequence 12. There was like a 3-second delay in audio, and then they were missing a bunch of the sound effects, so it was just like miming, like punching with no impact, and it was a pivotal, like the end of a character, and you know, it was completely botched, so awkward. So it's a big bummer there, and I don't know why, like, it's truly the end of the game that's so fucked. I don't know if that's just like the hardest to QA, but I don't know how much of this I'll include, because I don't want to be overly negative during this process. Like, I know it's supposed to be like a fun challenge and this, that, and the other, but like, goddamn Ubisoft, like Origins was fine, like none of these bugs. From what I've played of Odyssey, from what I've played of Assassin's Creed Odyssey on this ROG Ally, I had literally 0 bugs, 0 slowdown, consistent, like perfect like frame rate. But AC3 that was on the 360 can't. Oh my god. So that's that. And also, like, 3 things in this world are consistent: death, taxes, and Ubisoft's gonna fuck up like the ending of any game except for Revelations. I don't foresee this prologue going super well, or this epilogue. I always screw those up. But we'll see. We will see. I'll check it out now, but like, goddamn, they oh my god, there's so much that falls apart during in the writing, and I don't know why they find it so easy to write. You know, Charles Lee is one of the best written characters in like the whole series, in terms of like the dialogue and the performance. And then like George Washington's fine, like Sam Adams is fine, like all good there. And then you're not even getting like a bad performance out of Desmond. I don't know if I'm assuming it's not Sam Witwer or whatever his name is. I don't know who it is, but god damn, it's such bad writing. Such like, it's not just bad dialogue, it's bad like, you'd swear these people are concussed. So yeah, it's always some nonsense with like the ethereal philosophical bullshit, and then there's some nonsense with like how they write the Abstergo stuff. Oh, I want to be so like high on this game, and there's some really cool shit. It's just the criticism at the time was true. Like the modern day stuff is so bad, and it had me at like AC2, AC3. Like AC2, AC Brotherhood. And they brought it back with Revelations. I was like, this is pretty good. It's charming. It's like there's intrigue there. I care about these characters, and this game was so bad with the modern day stuff. So I'll go into full spoilers in a bit. Once I am back home. Goddamn, the sun is beating in. But, you know, this is probably the best place, me and the Rock, to check out the epilogue. So I'll give like a 60-second reaction after I watch it, and then we'll have the full breakdown of you know, some of my favorite scenes. One scene that was really cool, I hated it at first, but I ended up loving it. And then, you know, love and hate with the boat combat, all that type of stuff. We'll talk through it. Favorite characters, favorite moments. But yeah, for now I'm gonna watch that vlog. Update, that sucked. I mean, it can't be that hard to like just end a game normally. I guess spoilers for for American history. It was just like, all of this was meaningless. America's still gonna be like racist and trade slaves and all that, and which is heartbreaking. It was it just ended so, not the content, but like the execution of the content ended so anticlimactically, where it's like, all right, it said I had another it's just like, why can't you like wait to roll credits until after like the final thing? This random conversation with this guy at a campfire, and then like from what I looked up, even just, oh my god, just end the game normally, Ubisoft. Fuck. Anyways, the taking the hatchet out of the post was really cool. Obviously it was a bittersweet moment. You know, with like Achilles not being there, like his, you know, the founding fathers like not giving a shit about him really. His father not being there, his mom not being there, like Charles Lee, like, you know, his worst enemy, but at the end, I guess, like from their point of view, like the only person who kind of understood like his desire to like really make change and like change the world for how he sees fit. It was that little bit of understanding there, which at the time I hated, because I was like, dude, he killed your entire family, like your entire, like, it's like he killed your mom, but you want to share a drink with him before you kill him. I'm like, like, it didn't feel believable, but in hindsight, I think I'm just beaten in the submission, like, oh, it was kind of cool. So, but like, just, and now I'm just, like, the only way I knew it was like over, and like, just don't correct me in the comments if there's like some other bullshit. I looked up multiple videos, something about a pivot table or something. It was just telling me that I had all these like hacks unlocked for the Animus, which I'm not doing. It's funny because I'm like, I'm not doing that because it's probably gonna invalidate my achievements. I'm like, I'm not even earning Steam achievements for this. Not that I care about Steam achievements that much to begin with. So, yeah, I'll definitely take a little bit of time to reflect, because goddamn, what a roller coaster that was. What an unsatisfying end to like a pretty solid foundation of a game. But I'm curious to see. I know there's like Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry, and you're like I believe it's it's DLC or Seasons Pass for AC4 Black Flag Gold Edition. So I'm curious if Connor's at all involved in that. Liberation, I think, is like French or something. So I definitely am gonna play that. I might play on Vita, who knows? But I have the HD version on ROG. Clearly that ran so fucking well, but at least I can actually use triggers. So I think I'll do on the ROG. But all right, that's enough ranting. I gotta go get Duncan. He's ready. So Ubisoft, just end a fucking game normally. I feel like even Origins didn't end normally, but whatever. We got it done. That's what we gotta focus on. It's like not all of these are gonna be 10 out of 10. So this certainly wasn't. I'll wait until I break down and really think on this score. I can't just like gut check it. But all right, let's go get the dog. Just want to say that Duncan did so good. He was shaking when I picked him up, but he did so well. He smells fantastic, and he got a new toy out of the deal. It was like $1, and yeah, I mean, he earned it. He's a trooper. So also it's cute. It's candy corn. So all right, later.
All right, so there we have it. That is, about a little under a week of me obsessively playing Assassin's Creed 3 as my main game to get through to the end, cross another game off the backlog, and I'm happy I played it. I'm super glad I saw it through to the end because it had such a strong start. It would be such a waste of like an incredible start to a game with Haytham Kenway and Charles Lee and building up that relationship and that tension that you have with what turns out to be the antagonist. I had heard inklings that you play as one character and then you play as a different character after like 3 or 4 sequences, and always heard that as a deterrent. And oh my god, I can't picture if you cut that part out of the game. I don't even know, this wouldn't even, oh my god, it would be in the bottom 3 easily of this series. Like, Connor was cool, but the reason I'll always think back fondly in this game will probably replay is because of Haytham Kenway. Just as a whole, he's an incredible character, very charismatic, but lighthearted and like funny, but also absolutely cruel and ruthless in a good way. He toes that line. He's kind of like the Batman of this universe. Like that opera, that theater scene was so sick. It was so good. It really hooked me in. The visuals were really paying off. Like the way his clothing moves is just so much more advanced from the previous few games, and his relationship with Charles Lee was so well done that I think it's, to me, a good twist is when you see it coming 5 minutes in and you're like, oh, he's gonna be the bad guy. And then they do such a good job of unconvincing you that it becomes a surprise. And I think that's the perfect example of Charles Lee, becoming the bad guy. But I was so focused on that and being like, oh wow, they actually did turn him, but they did a good job in making me care about him and want to like him, and root for Charles Lee, which is pretty damn cool considering what happens. But them being Templars instead of assassins was so... I yelled. I literally screamed. I was like, I couldn't believe it. That was such a good twist, and I'm so glad that wasn't ruined for me. Because I keep thinking, oh, if I had played this, I would have been burnt out. I didn't touch Revelations when it came out because I didn't finish 2. I just played a lot of it, and I didn't finish Brotherhood. I just played it like Grand Theft Auto at the time. So I wouldn't have appreciated 3 to begin with, but goddamn. Oh, it was such a good twist. Now, the only problem is we did lose a lot of that momentum. Similar to when, I'm guessing it was at the end of Brotherhood. It had to have been at the end of Brotherhood that what's his name? Desmond stabs Lucy. And then we spend Revelations on the beach thing, trying to get back to real life. And then they so fucking wasted that so much. They brushed it under the rug in this game. They're like, yeah, sucks that we killed Lucy, right? And then I must have missed something, but they were like, yeah, he's like, yeah, she deserved it anyway. And they're like, yeah, shame. So I'm sure that my dumbass missed something, but they completely threw all that momentum out the window. So present day stuff, I don't give a shit. But yeah, with Connor, we were almost there. Anytime you have to play as a child, I'm just I don't care. I don't want to be a child. Like they're always like, I want to have like more freedom, and then they're like, well, don't do that. Don't go into town, or like don't go in the woods. And they're like, I won't, I swear. And then they go into the town or go into the woods and get their village fucking killed. So, wasn't crazy about that. It was good to like learn the hunting mechanics I didn't end up using, but it was all right. That could have been quicker. That could have been like a little snappier, but you know, you made me care about. I wish I could pronounce his name a little bit easier, but you know, Baby Connor and Baby Connor's friend. It still made it hurt a lot, and the fact that it was Charles Lee. When he first like runs into Charles Lee, goddamn, that was well done, because he is just a straight up villain in that. He's like fucked up. He's like choking this kid, which I obviously don't. I would prefer that didn't happen, but he was a very sinister dude, and all that. Oh my god! To find out later that the head of the Templars still is Haytham Kenway is incredible. Makes you, oh my god. Oh, and then I'll just cut forward to, all right, you're Edward, and then no, not Edward. What the hell's his name? Connor. It says Edward. Oh, I know that. I'm pretty sure Edward Kenway is the main character in 4. So ignore this whole part. But yeah, fast forward to later once you're Connor and going to kill somebody. I don't remember. Like your interactions with Haytham was really cool. Like it was a little campy, I gotta say. It felt a little bit more Japanese than like French, let alone like an American studio. And I don't really remember if Ubisoft is like, if this studio, they have a bunch of studios working on this game, but it felt a little campy, but it was very cute of them like having to work together, even though Connor has conflicting emotions about, you know, his dad. But yeah, Haytham is awesome from beginning to end. I wish that his death was a little bit less anticlimactic, but I think they nailed it enough for a Ubisoft game. And then I guess as we're going with deaths, the death of, honestly, they handled all 3 deaths pretty well. They handled Haytham's okay. They handled Charles Lee's death incredibly. It was once again a little campy that they cheers each other, but like the slow stab while Connor was like essentially bleeding out was incredible. And then the death of Achilles was heartbreaking. I didn't talk about him too much. Achilles is great. He's a little one note and a little bit like, I kind of hate that when the mentor is like, you don't understand, you're never gonna understand. And it's like, oh shit, like now's your time to be free and you're the master of your own destiny. Like you have to do it. You know, it was a quick turn. He was very one note and a quick turn. I always hate that. I think there can be a gradual understanding that like his fear of the past doesn't have to dictate Connor's future or whatever. But my heart sank when he when he was dying. So, and then not the death, but like the end of that arc for Connor of him taking the tomahawk or taking the axe out of the pillar to kind of signify the war is over, was beautiful, because it's like, all right, well, it cost him everything. But at least like the deed is done. It was beautiful in a very somber way. So they nailed that. Everything else, him killing his friend was fucking awful. That knocked off. I don't remember what I ended up scoring this game. Let me double check. But that ultimately took off like a full, you know, number grade off of that, because I thought it was so clumsily done. It was so annoying how not gracefully that was handled. It was such a quick turn. It was just, I hate when they create problems that could just be a simple half a conversation would solve, and they just don't do it. It's fine. I won't remember that one day, but for right now, it still bothers me. So that's my whole take on Connor's like transformation. What the hell is going on here? All right, so I ended up ranking it. Oh wow! I ended up ranking it 3.5. Oh, 3.5 out of 5. So that's what, 7? Feels. Yeah, I think I'll ultimately end up on a 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. But that's really just because how sloppy they were with the writing in the middle there, and for no reason. They had some incredible set pieces, and all they had to do was like not include him killing his friend for no reason. Like, it was so dumb. It was so like clear. Like, why would they truly want to believe? If they spent a little bit more time on that section, then like Charles Lee actually poisoning like the minds, you know, the impressions of his village and turning them against him would make sense, but it doesn't. Like, there's no, like, it's just simple as saying like, hey, he's the one who burned down our fucking village like a couple years ago and killed my mom and like the chief and all that. Why would you take, it's so fucking stupid. Anyways, it's all fine that they could have massaged that a little bit and it would be closer to the 9 that I wanted it to be, but realistically it's between like a 7.5 and an 8. It's mechanically sound, if not like a little buggy here and there, and that was the remastered version, so I don't know, it wouldn't make sense to me that it would have been that much better back in the day, but you know, music is solid, the writing is solid, the graphics are quite good, and advanced, like Revelations looks phenomenal, so the fact that it measures up pretty well. There was some cool set pieces, like I'm looking like we had to ambush in the snowy, you know, area of Boston. We had to ambush like a what's it called? When the trucks come in, whatever that's called. Not. Oh god. We had to ambush supplies. I guess we'll say it that way, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was great walking around Boston. Very cool to see the old State House. Some brutal kills. I'm glad I flipped through this marketing material here, because using the axe, the tomahawk, and the dual hidden blades, like god damn, they had some incredibly attention to detail assassinations and like melee kills on here. It was a little bit brutal, and stabbing people with the musket with the bayonet on it was pretty brutal. So they actually, yeah, honestly, this is gonna, I'm changing this now to be an 8, 4 to 5, and 8 out of 10. It's an exceptional game. They just screwed up with their writing a little bit, but everything else across the board is like is very great, I would say. So I've yammered on long enough, but I really want to talk about Charles Lee, about Haytham. I've been calling him Haymitch, I think, which I'm pretty sure is from Hunger Games, but ignore me. The other characters were fine. Ben Franklin was cool. I haven't played the DLC yet. That is something I wanted to say during this video. The Mad King George Washington or whatever. I will check that out, but that's not going to be like unless it's incredible, I'm not going to make a video on it. But that covers that. You know, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a fresh. Well, yeah, I guess they. Oh my god, the ending is so stupid. The ending is so dumb. They handled Miles's death so like lacklusterly, and if I was supposed to care, like I didn't even really make the connection that he was sacrificing himself until after reading some impressions. Like, oh yeah, it was a fitting end to his modern day story. It's like, not at all, dude. What do you like? He didn't even reference Lucy and like how bad he felt about killing her. I must have missed something, but it was so poorly done. That being said, I will always have the end of Assassin's Creed Revelations to think back fondly on if I want like a good bow on a story. And I look forward to what was started here and what's going to carry over into Black Flag. And I just enjoyed this little mini sprint here to get this played. That is my 2 cents, if not more so, on where I'm at so far in the journey. And it definitely hasn't cooled me down in the series. I'm definitely enjoying the progression, and I can't wait to see that. Honestly, actually, I probably won't see the wheels come off, because I won't be playing like release date Unity unless I can find some way to I have the disc, I can pop it in and see if I can get away without playing with the day 1 patch, but that sounds terrible, so I will not be doing that. But thank you for sticking with me this far if you have. And that's it. I basically did the whole spiel. Tune in next Wednesday or next Friday, depending on when you're watching this, for a new video. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you in the next one later. Bye.